know, sometimes you want to use all of your senses. You know, sometimes you're watching in one spot, they've gone down, swimming around, feeding, pop up somewhere else, and all you hear is the blows.
Yeah.
Oh, where was that?
So he just came up when we heard that?
Yeah. The other thing you can do is also smell them.
Really?
Yeah, whales have a very particular
I smell diesel.
type of breath. That's not the whale. They've got a very particular odor to their breath. It's a little bit fishy, but all of the different species have a sort of different odor. Some of them are stinkier than others. The minke whales are actually known as stinky minkies because they're so stinky. But if you're downwind, sometimes, you know, I've been out watching killer whales and all of a sudden it's like, what was that? Oh, there must be a minke whale around.
Really?
Sure enough, you find it. We've sniffed out gray whales in the fog before. Thick fog.
Wow.
And you know they're somewhere along, you know, a beach, and so you just stop every, you know, 10 meters and come out and sniff. Not yet. We've actually found it. The humpback whales are actually the largest whales that we get. I think on the left-hand side here. Largest animals that we get around here, about 45 feet long, and about 40 tons. About 1.5 times the size of a killer whale, almost twice as big as an adult killer whale. What a big feet. These guys are up here feeding on small schooling fish, and when they go from the north up to Alaska, around here it's mostly herring, eaglet, you know, any sort of small schooling fish. You just say that killer whales. Not generally around here. The transient killer whales are feeding on marine mammals. Once they get in this area, we consider them available to them. We have all of these fat all the bite-sized fish, pupping seamen, you know, hunting around. Way easier to watch than or a porpoise that you saw.
Your speculation now.
I probably just way out. Swimming around. You can see he's not doing super long dives. Tail's not coming up, which means he's not going down, not going straight down, right? So anyways, lots of smaller, easier food for the killer whales, which means that around here they generally ignore the big whales. It's just, there's no point in going after something like that. You're wasting all that energy if you have a little tasty snack right
So
over
they
here.
would go after a big whale then, huh?
Yes, off the coast of California especially. There are families of transients that live down there that specialize on the grays and the humpbacks, especially when they're coming up with their new calves.
Oh, do they go all as a pod?
Yeah. So transient killer whales are traveling in smaller groups, usually 1 to 6 animals. If you're one single animal, you're not going to go after something huge like a humpback whale. They'll go after blue whales as well. I mean, they will go after anything.
That's why they're called killer whale, right?
Killer of whales is actually where it came from, exactly.
A killer of whales.
Yes, yeah, from
I always
18
thought they were whales in the porpoise family, right?
Dolphin.
Oh, dolphin.
Dolphin, yep. Yeah, it came from the 18th century Spanish whalers, killer of whales, and just got kind of shortened down. So what they'll do is if there's a large group of them, if they want to go after something like, say, let's say a gray or a humpback, one traveling with its calf, they're going to work together. They're going to try to separate mom from calf, first of all, go after the calf, and then they're going to try to drown it. So you'll get them grabbing its flippers, grabbing its tail, sometimes blowhole, mouth, and actually dragging it down. And if one of those killer whales needs to come up and breathe, they switch, they take turns. I mean, huge brains, 4 times the size of ours, and they've had them for millions of years longer than us. So they certainly have figured out how to hunt, you know, by thinking about it. You look at things like sharks. Sharks hunt on instinct, right? They're very primitive animals. Very cool, but they're dinosaurs, basically. And it's all instinct. They bite first and ask questions later. With these guys, they're highly intelligent, highly cooperative.
Sounds like teenagers.
Complicated social structure. And so they basically know exactly what they're going after, which is why you don't get any cases of mistaken identity, right? There has never been a killer whale killing a human in the wild because they know what we are. What a killer whale will do is be in stealth mode